Yo, what's up, sports world? This is the Unlimited podcast. The ball is in your court sports segment edition, episode 2. And we are fresh off of game 1 of the NBA Finals between the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Miami Heat. Of course, if you know me, I'm definitely a Miami Heat fan. And right now, I'm very depressed. Not really, because I didn't have many expectations going into this series. I felt like we got a team full of dogs. Felt like we got heart. I feel like we got a strong core group, but I felt like this was a bad matchup for us and for anybody who LA would face because they have 3 to 4 bigs. LeBron James is probably the bigger than any player on our team, including our centers. Then you got Anthony Davis, who's not bigger, but he's taller than any player on our team. Then you got Dwight Howard, who's bigger and stronger than any player on our team. Then you got JaVale McGee. Although he didn't play, he's still taller than anybody on our team. So I always felt like it was gonna be a tough matchup for us. And if you can check my Twitter, I definitely put that the Lakers would win this series 4-1. Even with me being a Heat fan, I'm still gonna give logical points, or I'm still not gonna talk from an emotional standpoint or a fan standpoint. I'm gonna really call a spade, and I always felt like if we got past Boston and we'd run into the Los Angeles Lakers, we lose 4-1. And after tonight, with the injuries included, with Butler, Dragic, Bam Adebayo, I wouldn't be surprised if we got swept, and that hurts to say that, but that's just the reality of the situation. As I was watching the game, I seen we came out relatively hot. Lakers, like, they came out like a days ago, turning the ball over. We were hot, of course. Jimmy Butler came out 4 for 4, 5 for 5, so he was definitely doing his part. Adebayo came out with energy. Dragic was running the pick and roll to perfection. So I definitely seen a few things that were working in the beginning of the game. By the middle, I could just tell by the middle, third quarter-ish, we were definitely demoralized. Of course, Jimmy Butler went back to the locker room, came back out. Goran Dragic had went down, which is probably our best pick and roll guy since he's a veteran in the league. He's smart with the ball. He can shoot the three. He can shoot the mid-range, or he can post his man up, or he can drop the dime and the lob to Adebayo. So I feel like with Dragic being out with the foot injury, it's definitely going to take a toll on Bam Adebayo's game. So that's what I'm looking at the most. I know Jimmy can go, score and get his. He's going to play physical, tough defense. He's going to be mentally tough. But that's not my concern. It's that I know Goran Dragic was one of the main reasons Bam Adebayo can do what he does, because he puts the ball on the rim and Bam go gets it, or if he throw the lob, Bam go get it, or coming off the pick and roll, he can create a mismatch where it's a smaller defender on Bam Adebayo. So going down is gonna definitely hurt. Even though Bam will be back, he had a shoulder injury. His wrist was already messed up, but with going down, that's tough. But a couple of positive takeaways. LeBron James wasn't overly overwhelming. He wasn't overwhelming. Granted, I don't know if he was trying to be overwhelming offensively in a scoring from a scoring standpoint, but he definitely got all his teammates involved early. That way, if he needed to turn up later on, he could have turned up. And if they would have double teamed him or collapsed, the guys that he got going early would have still been going by the time the end of the game was there. So I definitely seen that. Another positive takeaway was seeing Kendrick Nunn. Even though it was the end of the game, fourth quarter, I seen Kendrick Nunn come in and actually get a rhythm going for himself. I was excited to see that. He's a good young player, good young talent. Probably like 3-time Rookie of the Month in the Eastern Conference during the season. Then when he went out with COVID, when the bubble came back, when he went out with COVID and came back, he never got into a rhythm, and he never seemed like himself since he came back. And also that's due to some of his minutes going down because of the play of Goran Dragic. of course. So I definitely have to say that, of course, the COVID played a part in how well Goran Dragic played, the Dragon played, that his minutes went down. Um, but before the series started, like I said, I picked LA for one. Hopefully Jimmy could come back stronger. I know Goran is out. Adebayo will come back. Hopefully he can come back stronger, but I know part of his offensive repertoire will be down because of Goran Dragic being out with the pick and roll. So he'll have to pick and roll with Kendrick Nunn, who's a good pick and roll guy, but he's not Goran Dragic as well. So that's definitely gonna be tough. Something we gotta overcome. And then I just seen what I thought. I thought it was gonna be 4-1 because Anthony Davis, man, he's just a matchup nightmare for anybody. But not only is he a matchup nightmare, but you also got Dwight Howard, who still athletic, still a monster on the boards, on the defense, and just all out physicality. Bam is only 6'9", really, like playing center. And AD is 7 foot, Dwight is 7 foot, LeBron James is 6'9". So I knew eventually that was gonna take a toll on him. And I knew that he had to try to box out AD, Dwight Howard, and LeBron James from getting rebounds and getting switched on LeBron and pick and roll, getting switched on AD pick and roll. I mean, nobody in the East presented that type of repertoire from all they bigs. Granted, he had Giannis, but everybody know you build a wall against Giannis, make him shoot a jump shot. You live with that, you got a shot, you know. But Anthony Davis, man, just a whole nother skill level, like a whole nother tier as far as skills go and as far as defending him because he can shoot the three. He got the midi bop, straight mid range game. He got the footwork. He got the triple threat. He got the drive to the goal, either hand, and he just had the soft touch behind, off the rim. So I mean, that's just a tough cover anyway. And then having to guard him and then go try to crash the board against the Dwight Howard, I just think it's unrealistic to think that's something that we could overcome. And then if he get in foul trouble, who do we have to bring in? Kelly Olynyk? I mean, Kelly Olynyk can't stay in front of LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and he can't box out of Dwight Howard. So, I mean, it's just mismatches all around the floor. And, of course, I feel like Anthony Davis and Howard and them have way more energy because they just got done playing Nikola Jokic, the Joker, who's just as offensive as an Anthony Davis, give or take. Anthony's faster, triple threat or whatnot, but give or take. So they looking at Bam like, you ain't even got the offensive skill that the Joker got, and we just made it rough on him. So I know we're gonna make it rough on you, and he's 7 foot, you only 6'9". So we gonna bang bodies all day. We gonna throw fresh bodies at you all day to wear you down. And it looked like it was actually working. It looked like it was actually working. So, I mean, we got to go back to the drawing board to see what was going on. I seen us go into our zone relatively fast, and I kind of knew then that we was in trouble. We usually bring the zone out usually second half, beginning of the third quarter. So when I seen us bring the zone out, I felt like, yeah, we really didn't know what we was up against. So when we brought that out, I was like, we feel like we panicking a little bit, or feel like we don't have nothing else to go to besides the zone right now because we couldn't match up man to man because AD and LeBron and was cooking. And as I was watching the game, like I said, Lakers came out lethargic. I felt like we came out ready with the energy like we were supposed to. I felt the Lakers came out lethargic. KCP was 3 for 10, I want to say. It don't sound like a big game, but he hit 2 threes, and when LA was down 10-13, he hit two threes to kind of turn the tide. So those were definitely big. I think he was 5 for 5 from the free throw line. He played well, played some good defense, hit the shots he was supposed to hit, and also made a few other plays. So KCP actually played well. The numbers won't always reflect that, but the things he do on the court are definitely overlooked sometimes. So shout out to KCP. He did his thing on that. My concern was during the game. My concern was all I hear was, I don't know. Miami got a chance because Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, man, them straight shooters. But like if you really watch basketball, you know that LeBron James is a savant of basketball, and you know he's gonna put your team in the worst mismatch on the floor. So I knew that if Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero were on the court, they was gonna have to defend LeBron James in the pick and roll, and I always knew that that's not gonna happen. You either gonna have to bring the double when LeBron turns his back, but he's 6'9", he can see over the defense, one of the best passers, an all-time great passer, so he can see over the defense, and he's usually gonna put the ball right where the shooter needs it, or the guy cut into the basket. Or the guy cut into the basket needs. So I knew we were doomed from that situation, and I knew that in order to equalize the playmaking LeBron was going to do from the double team or the pick and roll that he was doing on Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, was each of them was going to have at least 4 to 5 threes apiece to equalize what LeBron James was going to do, because he was going to put somebody in foul trouble, he was going to get and ones on them, or somebody was going to get wide open threes. And as you've seen, I think in the first half they went 10 for 16 for threes. They shot 56%. So you got the threes going, 56%, and then you got Anthony Davis cooking on the inside, shooting like 65, 70%, and also putting Bam Adebayo in foul trouble. So it was just mismatches all around the floor. Like I said, we got to go back to the drawing board and see what we could do. I seen Andre Iguodala, Jimmy Butler play some solid defense on LeBron. I seen our zone had a lot of holes in it, and there's no way you're going to beat a LeBron-led team if you're going to have the ball predominantly and you have holes in your zone. And then you got AD as a man that could cut to the middle of the zone, turn around, shoot the midi bop, or drive to the hole and put people in foul trouble. So, I mean, as a whole, as a totality, the first 6 minutes we played well, but after that, it looked like we were doomed. When the Lakers came tumbling down, we didn't have enough to stop them from scoring, and we couldn't get a bucket on the other end also. So I think when we started off the game, we were up by 13 or so, and then we gave up a 44-18 run. So what that lets me know is we weren't scoring and we weren't playing defense. So you can't do both. Something has to give. Our half-court offense was absolutely terrible. You can't do live ball turnovers to get LA out in transition, because that's going to equal up to a lot of points. That's going to turn their offense up tremendously. And we just got to stop somebody, man. Or we very well could get swept. And I hate to say that because Miami is a team full of dogs. But eventually talent and mismatches make a difference. And I feel like it's making a difference. It's evident right now because you got, like I said, you got people on the floor that can't defend. You can't hide two non-defenders on the court, meaning Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. Yeah, you got Adebayo, who's a good defender. You got Jimmy Butler, who's a good defender, and Jay Crowder, but they got their hands full with other players. So it's hard to help off, because you help off, LeBron going to hit the open player, and all they got to do is knock down wide open shots. So I feel like we got our hands full. It's definitely going to probably be a long series, but I mean in a bad way. It's probably going to be short. So I called for one on my Twitter before the game started. My heart telling me to stick with it because I'm a Miami fan, but my mind is like, it's looking like a real life sweep. But, you know, I believe in Coach Spo. I feel like he can make a few adjustments, but I still don't know if those adjustments will be enough to overcome a series against the Lakers. So I really think that we can only push him to 5 games at best. Of course, shout out to Coach Spo, because he's been out coaching guys for a long time, and in these playoffs, in this bubble, he showed that he can get his team on track, get them focused, get them locked in to even get to the finals, which is an accomplishment. Even though down there in Miami Heat Nation pedigree, we want to win it all, but right now it's looking unrealistic, because I mean LeBron James haven't even turned up yet. And LeBron, I know you want that triple-double tonight. I know you want that triple-double tonight, but 25, 10, and 9, something like that, 25, 13, and 9. And then Anthony Davis just had his fingerprints all on the game. 34 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 50% from the three-point line, 100% from the free throw line, over 50% field goal percentage. Dwight Howard did what he did, made it tough on the inside. He only played 14 minutes though because Dragic and Adebayo was killing with that pick and roll, so they went small. Like I said, Contavious Caldwell Pope had a good game. He had 13. Danny Green, he was 4 for 9. He actually could have shot the ball better because he had 2 or 3 more open threes that he could have hit. Caruso played a solid game. Also, I believe he had 10. And Markieff Morris had a solid game as well. He did. He played his role and did what he was supposed to do. Kuzma came in and gave some good passes as well. And Dwight Howard had some great dimes to Anthony Davis for dunks as well. So that's just like my overall. What can the Lakers do to be better? Maybe have a few less turnovers. It was really hard to critique what they did bad. Maybe not start off lethargic. Start off with the same energy that you ended with. Those are takeaways I can really get from LA. Other than that, if you coach Vogel, you just tell them to keep doing what they're doing until Miami stops it, and then you come up with another game plan to counter that. But I don't see them being able to stop anything LA has to offer right now as well. And also, I want to give definitely want to give some kudos to Frank Vogel, cause when we went up 13 in the first quarter, he didn't panic. He kept LeBron James. He took LeBron James out for his usual rest, in which I was shocked. But he showed that he had faith in his team. He had faith in Anthony Davis to stay in and bring LeBron to the sidelines with them being down 13. I thought that was big in the game because you showed faith in your team. You showed that you feel like they can get it done even with LeBron off the court, and it worked. And then they came back in the game. They went on a run. Then he got back in the game, and AD still cooking, and then it was just downhill from there. So that was a good coaching job by Frank Vogel, of course. So I definitely got to give him a shout out on that. I know Coach Spo gonna go in the locker room for Miami, get the boys back up and going, get them prepped up, get Jimmy some treatment. Gordon is probably out. Get better Dragic. Hopefully Jimmy ankle is better. Also Bam got a shoulder strain, but the X-rays came back negative, so he should be fine. But hopefully Gordon's career isn't over behind the plantar foot injury that he have. He's definitely older, like 34, 35. And those injuries are hard to come back from. They don't go away. They just nagging injuries that you have to stay off of for a long time. And with this being the finals and then the season resuming relatively fast after the finals is over, I'm not sure if he wants to put in that work to come back. I won't question his work ethic or anything because he works hard, and that's why he's in the position that he's in. But it'd definitely be hard to come back and play off an injury like that when you're that much older. So hopefully, shout out to Goran Dragic, man. Hope you get better. Jimmy Butler, I hope you get better as well. Your ankle, soak that in some Epsom salt, boy. Elevator, you should be all right because we got another game in a couple of days. Bam, I'm not really worried about Bam. Bam will be all right. And that's just my overall preview on what I seen out of game 1. So I feel like we should come out, play harder, try to get Duncan going real early. See if we can build up a nice little lead and sustain it. Hopefully we can work on our zone a little better so we can have less holes in it. Granted, I don't think that'll work for LA because they have a good passer in LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And I forgot to mention Rajon Rondo. Dude, an absolute dog, man. An all-time great passer, too. So you got 2 all-time great passers on one team in LeBron James and Rajon Rondo. And now he's coming off the bench to spark the bench. And that was another thing. The bench play for the Lakers absolutely demolished ours. It was just ridiculous. Like they played outstanding. So I think they won in every facet of the game tonight. And that's just the totality of it. So I guess we can go back and say, but we can work on every different part of the game to be better in that and hope that it's enough to still overcome a 15, 20 point loss. Because at one point we were down pretty much 30 and LA was just like not playing or being lackadaisical and when they could have poured it on. So we definitely going to see how that plays out. I definitely want to see how the finals MVP will go. I know Anthony Davis is cooking right now. He on another level. He hungry. Anthony Davis been doing this for 7-8 years. He finally just been able to do it on TV in front of everybody. He a baller. One of probably the most skilled big men in the game right now. If you ask me, with the he could do everything Joker can do and Embiid could do, but I think he do it at a quicker level than both of them. He's faster than them and he's quicker than them, and he plays on both ends like Embiid does. Joker doesn't, but his offensive skill and his passing is at an all-time high right now. So, but I think Anthony Davis is the best skilled big man in the game right now. So, I definitely want to see how the Finals MVP will be given out if the Lakers win, and which I'm assuming they will, because I know LeBron James gonna have something to say about that. Granted, he not gonna stop the Lakers from winning for trying to win the Finals MVP. He ain't gonna do that. He just gonna ball out. If he just come out and dominate the game, or if Anthony Davis come out and dominate the game like he did, I could see him winning the Finals MVP in 4 games. But if LeBron just come out and dominate the next 3 games, I can see him winning the Finals MVP. So it's really like a 50-50 toss-up because LeBron James mainly gives Anthony Davis the ball to go to work. So we will definitely see how the Finals MVP watch goes. But like I said, that's my overall preview, or not preview, analogy. That's my whole analogy of Game 1 of the Finals. So September 30th, 2020. Finals Game 1, Lakers versus the Miami Heat. The Lakers definitely took it by the horn, got the win. Hopefully Miami come back with a better strategy, play with more energy in the middle of the game and down the stretch, perk up their body language to show that they not defeated, and come back stronger and make it a series. That's what I'm hoping. But appreciate everybody for their time. It's been real. I'll catch y'all after Game 2, 3, and 4, possibly 5. I'm hoping 5 at least, but we'll see. Thank y'all. Holla at y'all.